Just when I thought I was done creating videos on Maine, I got two videos sent to me by one of our viewers named Mary. Thank you for forwarding to me. And these two clips completely contradict what Governor Mills said in my two-part series on the state. If you haven't seen those yet, there's a link in the top right corner. Check them out and come back to this one. I had to make this follow-up because what I saw reminded me why you never take a politician's word at face value. Let's get into the video. But first, a quick reminder of what Governor Mills said about her state.
Enjoy our ski slopes, our trails, our villages, our beaches. You can do that safely.
And there hasn't really been an issue, and we welcome people from Canada. We believe they are safe in Maine. Maine, remember, has the lowest violent crime rate in the country. We vie with Vermont for that. But we've always been a safe state, and they shouldn't fear that coming to Maine any more than Maine people should fear going to Western Canada and getting stuck in a forest fire. It's really not reasonable, and I want to make sure they feel welcome and safe coming to New England and coming to Maine in particular.
So Governor Mills says it's safe to visit Maine, and for some reason, she brings up forest fires as a comparison. I have no idea why that even came up. But the two video clips referred to me today, they completely contradict everything the governor just claimed. Let's take a look.
Immigration agents arrest 3 people at a Bangor restaurant. A spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security tells our partners at the BDN they made the arrest at a Japanese restaurant. DHS tells the paper the worksite enforcement operation was conducted with the help of U.S. Border Patrol agents from Holton and federal partners. Several armed men wearing Homeland Security vests were seen going in and out of the Kobe Ninja House Japanese grill in the afternoon. When reporters started asking questions like who they worked for, a man responded, "We're with the federal government."
This looks like a planned operation targeting illegal immigrants, which, to be fair, is pretty standard. But I am wondering what's in the boxes they're hauling out. Homeland Security might be having a barbecue after maybe? That aside, the reason I'm showing you this is simple. Governor Mills has no control over federal agents operating in her state, and that includes ICE.
Bangor State Representative Amy Rader went to the restaurant to see what was happening for herself. She disagrees with the tactics federal officials are using.
I want to see the state of Maine have a response to this in terms of protecting its citizens, protecting the people within its border, because we know we have a lot of visitors from all over the world, all over the country that come to Maine in the summer. And if I were coming from another country to visit Maine, to visit anywhere in the U.S., I wouldn't feel terribly safe right now.
The restaurant was shut down after the raid. It's not clear if or when it will reopen. No one from the establishment spoke with the media.
Even State Representative Amy J. Roeder, who represents the district, said that if she were a tourist, she wouldn't feel terribly safe right now. So who do you believe? Governor Mills, who says everything's fine, come to our beaches, or Amy Roeder, who's actually on the ground with a concern for tourists? Based on what we've seen, ICE agents masked up and snatching people, Republican crowds telling us to go home Canada. We don't care about Canada. And CBP guards hassling us the moment we cross the border. Yeah, I'm siding with Amy on this one. That's one mark against your Maine is safe claim, Governor Mills. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Whose statement is more true? Governor Mills or State Rep Amy Roeder? Now, this next video is from 5 years ago. It shows a U.S. citizen being stopped by CBP at a random highway checkpoint. And keep in mind, this was before the CBP got even worse, before Taco Man gave them a free pass to act like complete pricks.
Afternoon, ma'am. U.S. Border Patrol, immigration inspection. What country are you a citizen of?
Do I have to answer questions?
Excuse me?
Do I have to answer this question?
If you want to continue down the road, yes, ma'am. We need to know what country you're a citizen of.
I have to answer your question in order to keep going down the road.
Were you born in the United States, ma'am?
Can you just explain why? I'm just curious why I have to answer.
Can you even imagine doing this in 2025? Questioning a CBP agent, asking why you have to answer their questions? Good luck with that now. This is exactly why I say 2025 is nothing like 2020. CBP guards today are looking for any excuse to nail you. And what this U.S. citizen is doing in this clip, that shit would probably get you arrested today.
Well, if you want to pull over here, somebody will explain it to you, but I can't hold up traffic right now, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, I can pull over?
Yep. You want it? go down. Under Title 8, Section 1, the 1357 of the United States Code checkpoints. Agents have the authority to stop and question a person at a checkpoint concerning his or her right to be or remain in the United States. Okay?
You have the right to stop and question a person, but do I have to tell you?
Well, it's kind of derived that that if we ask you that you should answer us, yes.
Okay.
All right? It's also this one here. What authority do you have to stop me? The United States Supreme Court has stated in U.S. versus Martinez-Huerta that the United States Border Patrol has the authority to conduct an immigration inspection at a checkpoint without individualized suspicion.
What does that mean?
That means we can set up this checkpoint to ask people their citizenship.
Okay, so long as you have, like, you're stopping every car.
Oh, yes. Everybody comes through.
Oh, okay.
So are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
And you, ma'am?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
This border agent, in my opinion, actually sounds pretty friendly. Definitely one of the nicer ones I've heard. I've crossed into Washington State hundreds of times. Regular line, Nexus, you name it. Most of the time, it's the smug, arrogant attitude. But like I said, this clip is from 5 years ago. Things have changed.
Any other questions?
Why here? Just because?
It's just a random checkpoint.
Okay.
It's within 100 miles from the border, so we just occasionally just set them up to see what we can catch.
Just curious, if someone, like, if we had chosen not to answer, would you have let us drive away?
As long as the agent is pretty sure that you are U.S. citizens, yes.
What is that? Like, do we have to have our proof of that? Like, I haven't.
No.
Okay. So is it, like, unless you determine a probable cause? I'm just curious about how that process works.
Well, it's reasonable suspicion that we believe that you are here in the United States legally or illegally.
Okay.
It's the agent's determination.
Okay, so it's like on an individual basis. What kinds of things would make you believe one way or the other?
The questions that you answer, or accent, or it could be many things.
Okay, so how do you determine the difference between, like, even though you're stopping every car, like in that card it says, you know, what was the language? Suspicion.
Which one? This one?
Individualized suspicion, like.
Without individual.
I guess my question is, how do you make sure you're not profiling anybody?
Because we stop and ask everybody.
But, you know, you said that it's based on your judgment, based on whether you believe the answer.
Well, we ask the questions and people answer the questions. Now, do we believe the answers or not?
Do we believe the answers or not? That question can mean anything. Do I agree with your beliefs? Do I like your skin color? Do you support our president? It's vague on purpose. And when you've got Republican supporters acting as CBP guards with unchecked power, that kind of question becomes a real problem, something Governor Mills might want to pay attention to. Because these situations, the questions we are asked and the way we answer them, these are the concerns we have just crossing south of the border.
But how do you determine without any proof, I guess, like whether or not somebody is telling the truth?
Well, we don't know.
So how do you reach a judgment about it then?
Well, we ask them questions. Where were they born, or if they're born in another country, if they have the immigration documents to be here legally.
Is someone required to carry that information if they're born in another country? Are they required to carry those documents with them?
If they're not a U.S. citizen, yes.
Okay. At all times?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
We've all done it before. Gone on vacation, left the passport locked in the hotel safe so we don't lose it, and just carried a Canadian driver's license for ID. That used to be enough 99% of the time. But now, in 2025, if you get stopped, a license probably isn't going to cut it. You'll need passport details, where you were born, maybe even your thoughts on the Middle East, and how you'd solve the conflict. Because yes, that's actually happened with Alistair Kitchen, an Australian citizen. Things are very different now.
Okay.
Okay.
Have you all detained anyone today?
I don't know. We just got here.
Okay.
There's been other agents here all day.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So why am I showing this to you? Because random checkpoints like this aren't something Governor Mills can control. These are federal CBP operations, and she has zero authority over them. These checkpoints can pop up anywhere within 100 miles of the border, and there's nothing she can do about it. And as for the behavior of CBP, this agent from 2020 was actually pretty respectful. But today, CBP has been given the green light to power trip as much as they want. These are two situations that fall completely outside Governor Mills' control. Federal agents running operations, tourists and even locals questioning their tactics, and random CBP checkpoints making it uncomfortable just to enter the US. So Governor Mills, your claim that Maine is safe? Flat out false. You might have the lowest crime rate in the country, sure, but crime in your state isn't what we're worried about. We're worried about federal agents that you have zero control over. And because of that, I can't support travel to Maine or to the US moving forward. If you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe to help spread the word. And if you're still here, check out the videos showing up on your screen now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.